honest. Hey, there I am. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. This is the 630 Club. We've been doing this since 2020. It's over 4 years. I've been doing this since 1998. I look good for it since 1998, right? No, I'm kidding. How do we do this, though? We do it by getting up every day, getting a little fitness in, listening to some podcasts, getting your mind right, getting your thought process ready to approach today. Otherwise, it's hard to make decisions. So what we do here is we go over some of the X's and O's, what's their narrative, what are we focusing on, where maybe we can make some money for the day, how we've been making money for the week or month, and what kind of sequences are we in. So if you look here real quickly at I'm getting better at this. The chart of the SPYs, it's here we are. SPYs are literally, grinding along here. This is your upper channel. We kind of playing with the 8-day. We're above the 21-day. Here's your 574 high. Your old 565 was your prior, year-to-date high. So holding that and keeping this intact would make this channel, just digesting type of channel. Funny thing is, I woke up this morning and I get an alert from CNBC. Hong Kong markets fizzle. I'm like, Hong Kong, the Hang Seng just went 32% since September 11th. It's down 1.5%, and that's the headline. It's just funny. You got to keep the TV sets off. They really provide no value. That's why I sit here in the morning. I listen to some music. I keep myself nice and relaxed. I go through my charts. I talk to my alpha team. We collaborate on the news that's out there, what's been going on, and we figure out the day. So anyway, with that being said, let me say good morning to some of my dogs around the world. This is where you can see them, my dogs. We got Blair in the house. Good morning. What up? Good to be alive. A lot to be thankful for. That is true. We got Jim B in the house from Michigan. We got Time to make the donuts. We got Get It Done. Mikey Pags in the house. Good morning, RD. Happy New Year. Yes, if you celebrate Rosh Hashanah, Happy New Year. Hopefully you have a sweet new year. We got Hungary in the house. That's cool. All right, well, what's cool about this is everybody sometimes throws some names out, some ideas. I take a look at the chart. I might not be trading it myself, but if I could add some value, that's what I try and do. So once again, we're trying to figure out in October, what happens here. And at this point, you can't get too bearish if we hold this 565-ish. This low here is 565.27. A nice day would be if we open up lower and kind of digest it. Right now, the SPYs are, down $1.70, which isn't a big deal, but a little choppy for itself. The Qs have also been, decent, lagging since July, but things to do. This is your July top. If you remember last Thursday, I'm like, guys, we filled this gap here at 493. I'd be a seller, not a buyer. And still, if you have positions left over, you do lose a little bit of money, etc. But anyway, if we could hold this 477-ish, that would make today easier. If you have some longs, when you come in with like 6, 7, 8 positions, you want to be able to add to them to go green, trade around them, and then stay with them. If all of a sudden, you take out a prior low, you never know where they're going to go, and that's when you have to kind of get out of some of them. Anyway, yesterday, CEO of NVIDIA was on with ACN, talking pretty bullishly on Blackwell. NVIDIA itself is up while the futures are down, which is interesting. That rarely happens, but I guess it's very specific. The semis have been very specific lately. So, you had 2 different red dog reversals. Remember this one, a few days ago, and then it reversed, and then you had this one yesterday. So this is what I'm in. I'm in some weird stuff, I'll tell you. I'm in some NVIDIA. I'm in some Reddit. I like Reddit. I'll go over that chart. As far as the Chinese names, I think Sohu's interesting. I did buy some Tesla yesterday. I'm gonna hopefully maybe that goes from red to green. The deliveries were fine, a little lighter, just because Dan Ives was hyping the hell out of the thing, made it a sell the news versus whatever. And then I have a little Bitcoin I'm trying to hold on to, and then I have some energy type stuff, some of the nuclear energy type of scenarios. So the alpha team gets to watch me do whatever with them. I bought a tiny bit more stocks. So I'll already see at 6:30. It shows me a little bit of a buy because I'm in some, and maybe it goes red to green. So anyway, that's the alpha team you could join if you trade from around the world. There, I would join the alpha team if anything, especially if you watch this every day and give some value. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. What's this? This is 119.38. So I would say as long as Nvidia holds 119.38, you know what? Maybe it builds today. If it doesn't, it could turn into like what we saw the other day where it opened up and failed, and then all of a sudden we're going to be looking lower. As far as other semis, AVGO actually we talked about has been the strongest one, but still kind of just rebuilding. Take this out of the way here. This is when you had that red dog reversal. First of all, you guys should all know the red dog reversal. That after it moved from 172 down, it went below this 136.60, reclaimed it, and that started the active sequence that ended kind of right here. So now it's kind of just in rebuild mode. There aren't a lot of great looking charts, I'll tell you that. Some guys are pointing to AMD. I personally don't think AMD looks so great. It's a pain in the ass, excuse my French. But, I guess you could say just pulled in from this 168 area. It needs to hold this 158 area. And that's the kind of trading we're having, like these range trades where not a lot of things look so good. It should help the semis. As far as China has been, crazy. A lot of more people, I think, were caught in a pain trade than long. It was making like everyone's getting rich trading China. That's not true. If anything, a rest is good. Baba, Futu, all those need a rest. Why am I in Sohu? Just look at to me, this wasn't really, one of those crazy extended charts. So I said, hey, you know what? If China's going to be a place to be, this just broke out above, a multi-month channel. This is Sohu. Remember Sohu from back in the day? Remember Sohu and Attest, those guys from when we were trading back when we were kids? And then anyway, if you go to the weekly chart of Sohu, it looks pretty good. It just poked its head above this, and there's some room. Kind of different than like, you look at like a Baidu and a Baba and those guys, there was no really pattern there. They just, it was just dislocated, So this was Baidu. You have a bunch of gaps here. I would say let's see if Baidu holds this. But again, these were just fast, furious moves with no real pattern. Baba was the same way. Baba at this point, I would say see if this holds. If all of a sudden, what is this? This is 112. If 112 doesn't hold, then you have some room to the downside. I think some people probably started getting caught in their pain trade here on this day when it opened up and reversed. They squeezed it through, and then they probably covered, and now, see what happens here, or just let it breathe. You guys want to talk about crypto? Crypto's a pain such a pain in the butt, but hopefully this IBIT holds this 33.53 area. This is yesterday's low. This is 34.13. Maybe it trades below, comes back above, and then you get a low, higher low. It's got to hold around here if it's gonna, be any good. Mister, you want me to? Mister actually is trading, I think, a little bit better than crypto. Like, look at this upper channel here. If crypto holds and starts to go, I would think that this area, Mister, gets taken out. So Mister is actually acting pretty well. And if you feel like it's too cost intensive, my favorite crypto derivative is this CORZ. I started buying CORZ in the $10 range. It went to $12.95. It just pulled in, held nicely. Crypto didn't even really do much yesterday, and it's still perked up, and it's trying to recapture the moving averages. I like this. And the institutions that I know have been buying this, and it has some support. So I would watch a CORZ. Oxy, energy looks better. Energy looks better, like because of the geopolitical mess that's going on. You had this double bottom and it had a push. I think now see if XLE holds this spot. I'd be very I'd be a very fair weathered friend with energy because it's had so many fits and starts. Anyway, XLE is flattish, so S&P futures down 17. It's flattish. I'm in Oxy calls, but I've already sold 75% of them. I bought Oxy down here when it looked ugly. Just I wouldn't do this with any other energy stock, but it's Buffett's this, that. Everyone's like, oh, Red Dog, buy some December calls. So I did that. What's it doing this morning? Let's see. Oxy is up a quarter, nothing to do here. If this got closer to 55-ish, I would probably sell some more options and maybe roll them up. Core, yeah, Coors looks good, Mike. You know that. Shorted Rolando, shorted Baba for peanuts. Yeah, and then went back to the high of the day. I get it. Some guys like this. This is another one. This is MIR. Look at this. I bought this yesterday. Look at this channel. Okay, it's got a decent channel. This is supposed to be like in one of those energy SPACs. It used to be the Goldman SPAC. Has some nuclear components. I don't know if you guys saw the news this morning, but Google is said they'll use nuclear energy. So maybe this sector stays good. So if you wanted to be long this, you could be long versus 1070, and at some point, since March, it's been going sideways, and there's some real money in this. So this is just a nice looking chart. You could write that down, MIR. As far as Reddit, guys like Red Dog, look at Reddit. Reddit to me is interesting because it was one of those deals, one of those new issues that came out while not a lot of them came out. There has been a lot of deals the last 2 years, and tried to break out here and kind of failed, and it's been going sideways for a while. If I were a betting man, which I'm not a betting man, I trade the markets with a calculated plan, and I also invest for the future. I would think this 77 gets taken out within the next 3 to 6 months. If it gets above 69.10, there's room there. It's above the 8-day. It's showing relative strength. By the way, Reddit's more than Wall Street bets. I remember when I had my heart surgery, there was a Reddit board all about the mitral valve. My mitral valve was having a hard time closing, so that's what they had to do. And there was a lot of information everywhere. So anyway, this chart looks good. I would suggest putting Reddit on your go-to list. I'm long a little bit, and I would consider adding above 69.10 also. Iridium, IRDM, Iris is asking me. Okay, I don't remember seeing this one. What you said, IRDM. That looks pretty good. Nice chart. Above the moving averages, kind of just got above here. It's been kind of broken coming up. I guess this is probably some kind of Iridium, sounds like some kind of energy. Looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Iridium Communications. I don't know anything really about it, but looks like it's trying to get above levels. Not so bad. What I'm in HKD it was just for the fun of it. Yesterday the chart looked pretty good, and I just was like, China's going nuts. I remember when this thing went to 500, so I bought a little bit and sold most. It was at 5.5 yesterday after hours, but this is, the market's not giving you that many, opportunities. If all of a sudden you're like looking to make money in HKD. Anyway, I've already sold most there. I wouldn't be, take it for what it's worth. Apple's been really hard. Apple used to be slow and steady, great, gave you a really nice sequence, but this was kind of cruel. I was long it here, and thank goodness I got out pretty fast, and then they suffocated it. Then yesterday it did a little bit of a red dog reversal where it went below 223.74, came back up, and still building. It's just the way it's trading is kind of a pain in the butt. Dash, you want to follow up on Dash? Dash, I love. Dash to me, kind of looks like Reddit, where it was also a new issue that came out when not a lot of them were coming out. Got beat up back in the day here. In 2021, I think that Dash at some point this year is going to be 175. It could be there after the next earnings report, so I would stay with it. If you use my moving averages rules, there's not a lot of stocks, above the 8-day, and this has been holding the 8-day and had a nice breakout here, took out 143, just held 141. I think Dash is good. It's nice, the little dashiness. Anyway, Vizio, I haven't heard that name in a while. VZ, was that VZIO? Wow, that's been here for a while. What this must be a SPAC or something. That's long, oops, what the hell did I just do there? Long channel here. Looks like it was like taken over and just sitting here. But anyway, Yang, Dana is asking me, well, I think if you think China is going to correct a little bit, this is like probably a very, look at that, Jesus. This is a lazy way to play it. I tried it yesterday. Maybe it fills this gap here. I don't think you can get a lot out of this. But if you think, hey, China's going to pull in for a few days, maybe this could see 360. Where is Yang right now? Yang is probably, what is it, 308. So you make 30 cents to fill that gap. Yin and Yang. That's how cute is everybody? That's Wall Street for you. Um, Look at this move. Wow. I'll tell you, there's no other business where if you catch a good move, a good sequence that you've been focusing on, where you could really make a lot of money fast. To me, just talking in perspective, I make my money usually 3 months out of the 9 months where there's a great active sequence. It's with my groups that I like, and boom, make a lot of money. The other 9 months, you're just supposed to, net money, let it add up, not lose too much, and conserve your brain power. So those who are waiting for China to go, you just made your friggin', you just made your year or 2 years. Those of you who play energy names or nuclear names, they also had a good move. There are guys that love this thing. Okay. Oh, first of all, so for yin, here, see if it holds this gap, I guess, or maybe fills this gap. Where's yin? There's yang. Yin is down. Yin is down 3. This is 46.66. What's this level here? 46. So I was gonna take some puts yesterday in this, and I didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If grandma had balls, she'd be grandpa. So we try not to do that. My thoughts on Meta. Meta's good. Meta's the best Mag 7 name. I've been making money here, every few days or whatnot. It hit 583. Where is it this morning? Meta is down 3 at 568. It's interesting. What's yesterday's low? It was a little weaker yesterday. It was a little out of play, but I still think it's fine. I did get the Meta glasses, and I love them. I'm going to wear them in Ohio State this weekend. I'm going to Ohio State this weekend. My best friend's son, who's my godson, is the vice president of AEPI. It's parents' weekend, so we're going to bring in Chase. Going to show him the Big Ten experience. He's only a sophomore, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'll be here in the morning. Maybe I'll do an early 6:30 club. We have the jobs report, but then I have an 11 o'clock flight. So I'm going to figure out what I want to hold and be like, a trader that also has a job that can't be sitting at the desk. It, could be done. But anyway, Meta looks pretty good. I would say the 8 days where right here, it hasn't been below the 8 day, pretty much since, early September. So if this were to break, I would just take a little care. That means, the active trend is changing a little bit. There hasn't been a lot of names in mega cap tech name. You think GEV is a short banana? My friends love this. But okay. I guess if it were to break this spot, there's room to the downside. It's had a big move, so I get it. What's it doing this morning? I'll take a look. But this looks to me like a very big bull flag on a name that could go higher. I wouldn't be so thinking short here. I think longer term too. This is like the grid. This is like everything that AI needs for with power. So I wouldn't think this is a short. You're probably trapped short yourself, but I get it. But this looks good. If this were to get above 258, I think it has another move, in the weeks ahead. So I actually bought some options in this thing. What did I buy? Which options? I bought for November 8th, which gives me enough time to 275s. So, but it's up to you. Go Bucks, yes. PCT. This looks sloppy as hell. Broke down, broke up. I don't know. Maybe I don't know who asked me to look at this the other day, but anyway, I guess maybe we'll see if it holds this spot. Someone asked about why am I in Oklo. So this is this is an interesting symbol you could put on your list. It's like a nuclear type of energy SPAC that I think Kathy Wood's been buying. It's like 2 other major guys filed on it. So I think it's something you can look at. Hasn't had a huge move. I think it can get up to here. So put OKLO. I feel like I have a lot of these energy type of SPACs that on my list because of that's what's kind of in play right now. But anyway, UNH. I don't know. You saw what happened to what was the one that got crushed the other day that everyone made a lot of money short on? Crazy. It was a real company, got crushed, but whatever. Hut, I haven't looked at Hut in a long time, but you want me to look at Hut? That's like one of those miners that have done absolutely nothing. Kind of like this is the crypto miners just aren't, Mara, Riot, those guys, they just don't trade well. That was Humana, right? Jesus. Anyway, good buy in the hole yesterday. Good short. One man's treasure is another's trash. But a lot of guys were shorting here. They took it home and covered. Some bought versus here, and now it seems like it could fill this gap. But just goes to show you that anything could happen in any of these things. All right. So anyway, it's 6:52. It's Thursday. You were still listening up to see what kind of response Israel will have to Iran. We're still trying to figure out, what kind of Fed do we have right now? Fed expectations are for 2 more cuts. Seems more like a quarter and a quarter than a half and a quarter, but we'll see. The talk right now more is about the Fed supporting growth versus the Fed trying to ward off a recession. As far as the vice president debate, I thought Vance did awesome, but I'm not going to be political here. So there's still a lot of stuff going on, and it's October. So we pulled in a little bit here, pulled in from the highs, 9 points. Do we hold this 565 area? If not, you could see an air pocket over the next week or two down to 555, which would kind of be like what happened here and then go. Just a matter of does that happen or not. So know what you can handle, know your time frame. Continue to use your tier system, net money, find new trades that are working, new setups, and figure it out. That's what we try and do here. How do you do that? By having a strong routine, being relaxed, and multiple plans. So this way, when the market trades, you can execute on whatever the market's doing, not what you want it to do. Have a great day, guys.